Hello, my name is Jordan Bernard and I am 18 years old and I was born and raised here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. My intention behind this video is just to sit down and be very honest and vulnerable about who I am and what makes me me. And with that being said, I think there are three things that really sum up my personality, those being that I am compassionate, that I'm honest, and that I'm very easygoing. And so the compassionate part of me really just comes from my mom. She just cared for people extremely well, and it was always so important to her, and it became extremely important to me. And so in response, I've really tried to emphasize that within my relationships and just care for people very well and unconditionally, and I've attempted to be like my mom in that way. But the honest side of me has very high expectations and standards for myself, and that really came from my stepdad, and he just encouraged me that I am a human and I'm going to make mistakes, but when I do make mistakes, I really try and take responsibility and hold myself accountable for that so that I can move forward. And so I've always tried to live this life above reproach and just hold myself at very high expectations and just be really honest with myself and others. But the easygoing side of me just comes from my dad, and I just don't take myself so seriously, and it's really easy for me to laugh at myself, and I just think that life is too short to be stressed all of the time. But another thing that's really just developed my character is just the fact that I've played sports my whole life. I understand what it's like to function and be a part of a unit that is just working towards a common goal, and so that has really benefited me throughout my life and just interacting with people. I've also just grown up around a community that has just such a heart for Jesus. I started Young Life my freshman year of high school with my sister, and I've just had a lot of people, and I've been surrounded by people who just push me and pursue me and hold me accountable in my walk with Jesus. And I've just had so many people be intentional with me that I, in return, want to be intentional with others. But more than anything, I am the way that I am just because of Jesus and His grace, and especially His conviction. The person that I was before I accepted Christ into my life is just completely different than who I am making this video, and so ultimately now I can just see how He used my parents and athletics and my community to just prepare me and prepare my heart for this next chapter of life. Some of my strengths are just that I am comfortable in a leadership position, and I am extremely effective at organizing things and people and communicating really well. And so I am very effective in those high pressure situations. But with that being said, a weakness of mine is definitely just relinquishing control, which can be very hard, especially in my faith. There's kind of always just been that power struggle, since I do prefer to be in a position of leadership. So it's definitely been a struggle, but I'm learning to submit myself slowly. But I think that something that really makes me unique and stand out from others is just my work ethic and my grit. I think that it's really easy to look at my report cards and my test scores and to assume that I'm extremely intelligent, and school's just been really easy for me, but I had to put in so many extra hours of work just to stay at a competitive level. I always kind of just felt that a lot of people, at least the people especially in my advanced classes, just understood and didn't have to study or do their homework or anything, and I just was behind the scenes working so hard and studying constantly and just putting in a lot of extra time just to stay where they were at and just to try and keep up. I will definitely not be the smartest person to apply for this scholarship, but I will be somebody to put in the hours and the effort to succeed at the school. Something I'm passionate about is really just young life and discipleship. Like I said, I've been doing it since freshman year, and I was once that kid who had people come alongside them and pursue them and love them, and I want to do that for others. And it's just something that's so powerful, and my ultimate goal is to one day work on staff for Young Life, which is really why the biblical studies with an emphasis in global ministry was just so appealing to me when I was exploring what I wanted to do, and the fact that GCU offered that just really ensured that choice as a professional and as an adult. I think that if I could change the world, this might sound silly, but if I could change the world, I would just give every single person a hug. If I'm ever sad or stressed or upset about anything, a hug can automatically just fix it. And I see that in Jesus, and I think that my heart really just goes back to Matthew 8 when the man with leprosy came up to Jesus and asked him to heal him, and Jesus not only healed him, but he touched him. And it just makes me realize that Jesus, he knew exactly what that man needed, because he probably hadn't been touched in years, and there's just this intimacy and power that comes with touch, and I know that if it can help me, that it can help others. So if I could, I would just give a hug to everybody. I've always been a hugger, and it's just so life-changing and effective. Just the additional information, though, is just that I am very passionate about Young Life and about kids and just discipleship, and that is something that I expect to continue to pursue throughout my college career. But other than that, I just want to express what an honor it is to even be considered for this scholarship. So to the people watching this video, thank you for your time, and thank you for giving me the time just to let you know a little bit about myself and who I am. But other than that, I am super excited to join the family and become a loaf one day.